The last video I posted, it was me letting the calves out, getting them all ear tagged and ready to be loose and free. But this video I'm actually going to be showing you guys how I'm going to try to attempt to group feed them. This is going to be my first time to ever do so. Normally I feed them all in buckets or bottles, and this time I'm going to try the group feeding method. Should make it a lot more convenient and a lot simpler and quicker. So let's get into the video. So this here is a milk bar. I'll tilt it up that way so you guys can maybe see. It's a 10 compartment one, has 10 nipples on it, and each one holds one bottle. This one's divided. There's a few of them that just are one solid thing with nipples coming off, but this way I can see how much each is drinking and hopefully make sure they all get about the same. So this one is actually used. The usual price if you go to any farm store is almost 400 bucks there. And this one is from Race Brothers. But this one I got from a guy. I actually got two of them from him for 150 a piece. So 300 bucks total. I got two of these. They are the exact same except this one has the easy lock handles, which I will tell you about later. The other one just has bars for handles. So I can just dump the milk in these and hang it up, and theoretically I should be able to feed all the calves at the same time. So yeah, it only cost me 150. The only issue is the guy used it once, and these nipples, they're gonna work for this year I think, but eventually I'm gonna have to replace them. I think 10 nipples you can buy separately and put them on yourself. I think they're 44 bucks for 10 of them, which is kind of expensive, but it saves me a ton of time. Anyway, so I'm gonna try these out. I'm first gonna clean it all off. He said he hadn't used it in 2 years, which I believe, but it does have some scuffs on it. You can tell it's been used, but not too heavily. So I'm gonna wash it out, make sure it's disease free from his group, and we're gonna try feeding the calves on this thing. I'm just gonna give it some Dawn dishwashing soap and hopefully clean everything out of here. Half of the milk right now, and if the rest of them find it, then we'll be in business. Come on, guys. Show them where it is. Come on, guys. Here. Come on, guys. Here. There those guys go. Wrong spot, dude. Hey, right there. This here is going to be a problem. Come on to this side. Hey. Hey, right there. So now I've just got a bunch of water. Right there, buddy. Right there. So guys, here they are. As you probably know, I only have 9 calves, and this is a 10 nipple feeder. The reasoning behind that is I don't think if I had all 10, I'd be able to I think there'd always be one that wouldn't be able to find a nipple and I'd have to move them all around. But this way I think they can kind of fight for it. I'm going to have to watch number 6, this little one here, because I think he missed out on some this morning. But for the most part, first feeding went pretty well. After they touched the nipple, they seemed to find it pretty easy, especially the older ones. I'm hoping by the end of today they'll have it down. And I just fed them some water in there afterwards just to get them used to drinking off this thing. This feeder is a little bit low, so what I may do is hang it right there on that pipe fence there, get it a little bit higher off the ground. So, but it went pretty well. So every time after I feed them, I'm going to be taking this thing out of their pen there. Because they will just keep sucking on it, and apparently your nipples last a whole lot longer if you take them out. So overall, I think the first feeding went pretty well. Right now they're just checking out the barn, seeing what it's like, but this field, oh, pen here, is mostly weeds. I do realize that. They're not going to be in here for long though, so I may leave them in here for a week or maybe 2 weeks. Just to get them used to coming to the milk bar. And after that, I'm going to probably move them out into this larger field out here. So as I slowly get more used to it, I'll just move them into bigger fields, and after I know they're doing well and none of them are sick and they're all being relatively healthy, then I'll keep moving them to a bigger field. And hopefully they'll start nibbling on grass in here, and you know, that'll just keep improving, and they'll be eating quite a bit of grass by the time they're weaned. I'm picking up some grain today, so I'm going to start them on grain here soon. Right now it's just strictly milk, water, and some hay or grass. Now this guy, he was the first one to find the milk bar, and I don't know if you can tell, his stomach is pretty fat right there, so I know he got too much milk, but that's just because he was the first one there and the last one there. So we'll have to watch him close, make sure he doesn't scour here, but I think the rest of them did okay. The little one, he was a little bit slow to find it, so I don't think he got as much milk, but the rest of them did decent. I know here, and after feeding them 3 or 4 times like this, they'll be really used to it, and they'll run over to it and all start drinking at once. So this first time was a little bit rough, but I think it went pretty good for first time. I'm just going to wash it every other day with soap and water. Maybe once a week I might try a little bit of bleach just to give it some extra cleaning. But since I do have 2 of these, I can feed 20 calves at a time. If I have that many, I'm supposed to pick up a few today, a few more today. So if I get another round of 10, I'll be using the other milk bar as well. But until then, I'll just be using 1 and feeding 9 that way. So guys, if any of you have used these before, please put your advice down below. As you know, this is my first time, don't really know what I'm doing with these things, so if you have any advice with the milk bar, please let me know. I know Vesser Cattle Company, he has some YouTube videos on them, and I know he occasionally washes these, so if you have any advice, please leave that down below, and I'll leave a link down to his channel below as well, because he has some videos on these things too. So anyway guys, leave your comments and advice / questions down below. I'll be sure to answer those and look at those. But with that being said, I have a few more calves to pick up today, and then I got to get some grain and get them started on grain. So a lot more videos to come, but now I'm going to call it a day, and I'll see you guys next time.